Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Israel Brief, brought to you by Lay of the Land and hosted by me, Rolene Marks. And I hope you all had as wonderful a Yom Ha'atzmaut yesterday as we did here in Israel. I'm still trying to recover from those incredible sights I saw with the F-35s and the F-15s. Hey, maybe I'm just a frustrated Top Gun at heart. But you came here for your news headlines, as we do every Monday to Thursday. So before we head off into the weekend, let's take a look at your top stories. And counter protesters are expected to rally later today. Organizers of a pro-reform rally are expecting as many people as possible as they advertise what they are calling their 1 million man march. Expected to be addressing the rally are Bezalel Smotrich, he is the finance minister, and the Justice Minister Yariv Levin, who is one of the architects of the judicial reforms. The issue of judicial reforms has divided Israelis basically into two camps, those who are pro and those who are against, and the organizers hope that they will attract more than what the counter protests have already. Also, while this is happening, compromise talks are ongoing. These are being facilitated by President Herzog, who is trying to reach some kind of compromise before the Knesset sits again next month. Meanwhile, a Haredi newspaper has appealed to its readers not to attend the pro-reform rallies. I cannot think of a more well-deserving recipient for a certificate of appreciation than this next man on behalf of our National Rescue Services. Yes, Turkish President Erdogan has given Colonel Golan Avach a certificate of appreciation with regards to Israel's extraordinary efforts following the deadly earthquakes that struck Turkey and Syria in February this year. Golan Avach led the second largest delegation of nearly 400 Israelis, including IDF search and rescue troops, Homefront Command, Medical Corps, as well as NGOs from places like Zaka and Magin David Adom, United Hatzolah, and also Israel Aid. Sharet Tzedek and Sheba Medical Center also sent their medical teams to assist. Now, Israel managed to rescue 19 people still alive, which is quite remarkable if you consider the destruction that the earthquake caused, and also recover quite a significant amount of souls to be laid to eternal rest. Israel launched Operation Olive Branch almost immediately as soon as news of the earthquake broke, and sent their delegation that the Turkish people have expressed much gratitude at Israel's selfless humanitarian aid. And this is not the first time Israel has done this. Israel is a world leader in humanitarian aid, and it's part of the national tenet, which is Tikkun Olam, to save and repair the world. Brazilian President Lula is facing backlash following a speech he gave yesterday, where he said that the United Nations had created an Israeli state in 1948, but it is now 2023 and they have failed to create a Palestinian one. Now, Stand With Us Brazil took aim at the president, saying that in 1947 it was the UN partition plan that made allowances for both an Israeli and an Arab state at the time. And of course, there were no Palestinians as we know of them today. That only came about in 1964. At the time, the Jews accepted the partition plan and the plans for a state. The Arabs refused, instead declaring war on the fledgling Jewish state, and were defeated in battle and some territories gained. And despite many efforts by Israel over the last now nearly 8 decades, any efforts for peace have been rebuffed. it would behoove President Lula to brush up on his history. With regards to creating a Palestinian state today, Stand With Us Brazil said only that can be created by Israelis and Palestinians reaching some kind of negotiation. The UN is powerless to do so. And finally, you want to know why Israel has greened the desert? Well, the World of Statistics have presented their stats on which countries spend the most of their GDP on R&D, that's research and development. And coming in at 5.44% right at the top is the tiny little state of Israel, followed by South Korea, Sweden, Belgium, the United States, and many other countries. But once again, it is tiny Israel leading the way. Now, this could be one of the reasons why we have greened the desert. I say that with intent because EU President Ursula von der Leyen, in a wonderful tribute to the State of Israel yesterday, where she said that Israel had succeeded in greening the desert, was called anti-Palestinian and had erased Palestinian history. Well, it's a fact, everybody. Israel has greened the desert. As I've just said, there were opportunities to have two states living side by side. One side accepted, one side did not, and we have built a thriving country today, and part of that has been greening the desert. So I'm going to jump off my soapbox and head off into the weekend. But before I do, just a reminder to check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our Facebook community is at Lottel's site. Like us, follow us, share our content. Our YouTube channel is at The Israel Brief. You guys know what to do. Click on that red subscribe button, like, share, invite your friends. And we're on Twitter at LayOfTheLand5. It's been an emotional week, an exhausting week, and I'm off to get some rest. So have a wonderful weekend. Shabbat Shalom, and I will see you again on Monday.